been asked to say a few words on the meeting Memorial Day. I'm a surgeon, a resident of Seaside Park, but in my former life, I served in the military as an Air Force and security and intelligence officer. Having served, this holiday has special meanings to me. Last year, I was very moved on the speaker of this event, Lieutenant Colonel Scott Brunner, and I'd like to share my thoughts about this day because I'm a veteran, but more important, because I'm a citizen of this country. And it's a significant holiday each year, celebrated on the last Monday of May. I do not view this as the start of summer, but this is a significant day of reflection. Memorial Day started as Decoration Day. After the Civil War, which was a very terrible time in the history of our country, 620 men were lost on both sides. That's approximately 20% of the male population between 15 and 40 at that time. Staggering amount. This was more than the total number of men lost in the Revolutionary War, the War of 1812, Mexican-American War, the Spanish-American War, World War I, World War II, and the Korean War combined. Although most of these come to disease, just think about how many people, how many sons, how many brothers on both sides were not around. Really significant. This staggering number reflected the significant division of the country at that time. Soldiers were buried where they fell. On one side of the field, the Confederate dead were buried. On the other, the Union graves. The Union graves were left unattended since most of the battles are in the South. Gettysburg is in the North, they were more attended. So, by many accounts, the origin of Memorial Day / Decoration Day, the ladies of Columbus, Mississippi gathered to decorate with flowers the graves of the Confederate dead. They were moved, however, to honor the Union soldiers as well, and they decorated their graves. They felt that their families were far away, and there would be no honor to give to these poor men. Horace Greeley, who was the editor of the Herald Tribune in New York, got wind of this and wrote a stunning editorial, and he commending this act of compassion and reconciliation. This was credited with starting the spirit of reconciliation between the North and the South. This country is a passage, and that was part of the passage. In May of 1868, General John Logan led 500 veterans, both blue and gray, to a march at Arlington Cemetery where Union and Confederate soldiers were buried to pay homage to them. In 1971, Congress marked the last Monday of May as the day where we would celebrate Decoration Day, now known as Memorial Day. I'd like to give you my personal thoughts of this day. It's not for just parades or celebrating the first day of summer, or gathering with family and friends. We're here to enjoy the great fruits of this country because of the sacrifice that these men and women did. I lost some dear friends in Vietnam. One in particular, Thomas Patrick Newman. I'd like to share some thoughts with Tommy with you. Tom and I met in Hunter College in the Bronx in 1962. We're truly a group of amateur athletes. We tried out for the wrestling team, although nobody wrestled in high school at that time. Tommy was a heavyweight, 195 pounds, 5'8", and he was a fire plug of a man. He was a cocky kid. He probably told us he'd kick all our asses, and he usually did. He was a tough city kid, born in Brooklyn, raised in Queens. Like the rest of us, he didn't go to a fancy college. He took the subway to school. There were no dorms. Tuition was $24 a semester. And it was our way of moving one step up the ladder. Another member of that wrestling team was here with me, Abe Alfaro, who was a friend of mine. And we said, we were so poor, all we knew about money is we didn't have it. So anyway, Tommy was a bit of a lost soul, a bit more lost than the rest of us. He attended the seminary, had deep religious belief, but that did not quite work out. He liked drinking his beer and chasing women. He was intelligent, bright, and had great street smarts. He could read a room, speak on any subject. He finished with a degree in education, but he was looking for a calling. I also had a degree in education, but rather than continue to teach girls physical education and Spanish home, I joined the Air Force. Tommy had a similar calling. So he joined the Marines and he needed a recommendation. Because being a tough city guy, he might have had a few fights along the way, the record of which caused the Marines to need somebody to vouch for him. He reached out to myself and Abe for character references, which he gave him and told him he was amply qualified to serve in the Marines. He joined the Marine Reserve and eventually went on active duty. He was a stand-up guy, a natural leader. He found his calling and his vocation with the Marines. In February 5th, 1969, he was in a unit in Quezon Valley. The North Vietnamese wanted to make Quezon on the Indian food. It was not jungle, it was mountainous, it was rocky, there was little cover. Tommy's platoon was moved from one position to another, and they were ambushed. There was little cover. Tommy found cover behind a boulder. And when you're in a firefight, nobody stands up and charges. Everybody wants to hug the ground and say, I don't want to see the sweet baby Jesus today. But Tommy, unlike the rest of us, left that rock, dragged two of his comrades back behind him, and with his words, which I wouldn't repeat here, were not gentle, and his actions, he rallied his platoon, they overcame the ambush. Tommy unfortunately succumbed to his wounds. He received the Congressional Medal of Honor for his action on that day. I often think of Tommy on Memorial Day and Veterans Day. I think what he would have become. I feel the loss of what he missed. Having coffee with his spouse, having a beer with his family, watching his children grow up, playing ball with his grandchildren. People say to me, those who died paid the ultimate sacrifice. But I think in simple terms, they missed the stuff of life. When you think of Tommy and all the other comrades that gave up the stuff of life that we take for granted, it makes it more meaningful to me to say the stuff of life they gave than the ultimate sacrifice. Because they lost the stuff that we really do every day and makes life worth it. Tommy served because he believed in the community, this country, the Marine Corps, and all those he grew up with. Ben Carson, the former presidential candidate, said, if you were born in America, you won the lottery. So today, to all my fellow lottery winners, when you do the stuff of life, have a cup of coffee with your spouse, have a beer at a family barbecue, see your grandchildren and children chase the waves, take time to remember this is Decoration Day. Decorate your heart with a prayer. Remember my friend Tommy and all the sons and daughter who made this day possible so we can do the stuff of life. God bless you all. God bless you all.